Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to your daily divine messages. This is a different daily divine. I think I might end up doing a second one, but this is a very very specific message for today for a divine masculine. If you are listening and this message resonates with you, then this message is for you. But this is for a very specific divine masculine. And I thought these cards were rather interesting, so I wanted to talk on it. And if it resonates, like I said, just take it as an opportunity to contemplate and see how it fits, if there's any other advice or anything that may help make sense. This is just a confirmation of what energy is coming through. If it is not fitting in your aspect of your story or anything like that, then it's not for you, and that's okay. Just give it up to someone else who this is for. If you're listening and this is for you, I truly do hope that this might help give you a little bit more insight of what's going on in the energies, and maybe there'll be something that can help you with moving forward, any messages from spirit. So the first rows, they came out in 3 rows, and the first 4 cards that came out is the High Priestess, 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and the Moon. And I feel like this High Priestess coming out as the number 1 card is really showing that there is a major ending occurring to this masculine, and it looks like a physical ego ending, cycle, death. Now, I know that the 10 of Swords can be a little bit gruesome to see, but death means transformation. Death means endings of old cycles. This could be cycles of how you used to show up in the world, how you used to behave, how you used to act, what you used to eat, what you used to drink. It could be, who you used to be. This is on Earth. So this is an ego death is what I'm hearing. Something that's more of lower vibration, of 3D. I don't see this as a physical, actual, death. But I'm hearing that this is definitely an ego. Something that's transforming the ego, moving out of the attachments to the worldly things and awakening to a higher perspective. And that can cause a lot of anxiety, especially when you have the Moon card, lots of emotions coming out. Perhaps you're having sleepless nights, trying to figure out how to move forward, how to navigate all these deep emotions that are coming up. All these deep emotions that are now coming through now that there's been this kind of dark night of the soul, because there's this huge spiritual awakening and of who you want to be, of the next chapter of your life. Last Friday we had the 10-10 portal. So this 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands came out during that reading. We have the 10 of Swords now. You're completing something that can't be with you in this new. And what is this new? It's this new version of your higher self. It could be your spiritual awakening, your spiritual being integrating into this earth world. Recognizing you can't take the old with you. The second row, the Knight of Pentacles, the Empress, 4 of Cups, and the Lovers, is a beautiful row. And it's giving, this story of this masculine who went through this ego death, this big dark night of the soul, and had this soul awakening, soul recognition, is what I'm hearing, and is now moving towards his empress. And I use he, him pronouns for masculine, she, her for feminine, but it's not gender, so take it as it resonates. But this masculine is moving towards the empress after this big, what I'm hearing, aha moment, awakening, soul recognition. This could have been a long time of moving towards this empress. A long time it could have been where she was in receiving mode as well. But you know, the thing about the Four of Cups is she's being offered this cup of fulfillment from this hand coming out of this cloud, this divine hand. But her posture is closed off, her eyes are shut down, she's got headphones on. She's in complete opposite of receiving mode because she's still contemplating and reflecting, even sulking a bit over these 3 cups, empty cups, broken promises is what I'm hearing, empty promises, false starts, that she can't even really see this cup of divine. But the thing about the Empress, this looks like a younger version of the Empress. Once the Empress realized all she had to do was open her eyes, open her hands, and receive the abundance, that's when she stepped into her Empress wisdom, her ability to hold space for the abundance that wants to come in, the ability to hold space. 11:17 on the clock, hold space for all of the love, for all of the emotions, for all of the joy, for all of the abundance, the benefits, the bliss, without feeling ashamed or guilty for receiving all of this lusciousness. You see how it's very pale, there's nothing growing. My throat chakra closed off. Here when she's crossed her arms and closed her eyes. But when she opens her arms, opens her eyes, receives, you see she's also with child. She conceives abundance, conceives new creations, procreations, co-creations with life. All of the fruits, the transformations, the butterflies, the peacock feathers, the love, it's all here when she receives. So this could be the journey of this masculine as well. Again, it's not gender. The Empress can also mean the ego death of the old cycles of blocking your blessings, being too anxious to receive the abundance that wants to come in, being too afraid to really truly believe in the love that you feel. I have to cover up the Lover's card here for you too. But this Lover's card, this is what you receive. This is what you dream of. This is what this masculine is heading towards, moving towards. Now that he's had, what I'm hearing is a dream, a taste. It's almost like he had this dream of this high priestess of some, it could have been a guide, a spirit, an angel, an ancestor, came in and said something to this masculine that changed his trajectory of how he wants to move in life, of the love that he wants to have, of the person he wants to be, of the love that he wants to embody, because we don't have love. Spirit is correcting me. We are love. We are the embodying essence of love in human form. That's what this Libra season wants us to remember. And when you do remember that, no matter how long it's taken, when you do remember that, you then can allow yourself to open up and receive this love, this beauty, this abundance. And so this third row here, and these could be separate masculine timelines, different masculines in your collective, if this is resonating. But I am actually seeing a couple of things. I feel like these two are kind of the same masculine, where there's this big, ending of cycles, and ego death, a spiritual awakening, and it's made this masculine realize who he wants to pursue, go after, fight for. And it's the Empress, it's this love. And then there's this masculine under here that doesn't really feel like the same masculine, but it could be the previous version before this Ten of Swords. This is the version of the masculine that had to end, that had to die. But we have the the Magician, the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles at the last. And I just think it's very interesting, because this also is giving me, with the four of them all together, this Magician card is looks like he's trying to almost like gain superpowers, like he's in a lab trying to like figure out how to get the superpowers that he needs, almost to become this Four of Pentacles man, this man who looks wealthy, this man who looks powerful. But do you want to know what people call the Four of Pentacles? I've heard this before, the knockoff emperor. So I think that's interesting, because with the Seven of Swords as well, this could very much be a masculine who's trying to deceive, someone who's trying to almost like create an illusion or a disguise. Because look, we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is not the Knight of Pentacles, So this could be two different masculines for someone, and someone's story if it fits. Don't force it if it doesn't. It could be the old version of the masculine who used to try to disguise himself and act like he was, this man of wealth and abundance and status. But really he's just kind of like this, I just heard tomfoolery, who just kind of, who's deceptive, who steals, who lies, who cheats, who puts on a disguise. My son said that this Magician card, actually, instead of a magician, he looks like a sorcerer. And you see this vase of roses. It's almost like trying to become this, what's the word? Counterfeit emperor for this Empress. So masculine, you might be battling between, I'm hearing imposter syndrome. Maybe you're feeling that way, and that could be this Nine of Swords, feelings of anxiety, fear that someone that you can't live that lifestyle anymore, because this Empress, this High Priestess, can recognize your shadows and your light. Or this could be another incoming masculine who's trying to also offer something to this Empress. And Knight of Pentacles masculine, if this is you, you may be moving slow. This may have taken a long time for you to get here, to move. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. But the Knight of Pentacles also is the most stable. It's secure. It might take a long time to finally offer this pentacle, but when you do, it's locked in for life. Locked in for life. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy. Knight of Wands is very fiery, passionate, hasty, fast, quick. So you might come in all hot and smoking and sexy and persuasive. But remember, use your discernment. This is false. That's what I'm hearing. This is not the way. This is not the way. Maybe you tried to cut corners because you felt like the route was taking too long to get to the High Priestess or the Empress. Tried to, cut corners of being financially stable, trying to cut corners of being, ready for this Empress, for this love, lovers. Soul contract. But I'm hearing Divine Masculine, don't cut corners. Don't rush yourself just because you feel like this counterfeit sorcerer is going to try to come in and take the Empress from you. Keep moving at your pace. Keep trusting in your spiritual truth. Keep tuning into your highest self. Your highest self, not your lower self, not the deceitful Seven of Swords, Four of Pentacles, ego, greed. That's what's already come to an end. Now it's time to listen to your emotions, your truth, your emotional needs, your heart. It's time to take the right steps to secure a foundation financially, emotionally, spiritually. So, the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, I'm pretty sure this came out in the Moon Tarot as well today as the card chosen. But the Hermit card with the Page of Swords here underneath that, they look like they are, let's just pull them up. They look like they're, the old, like the same version of each other but younger versus older. The Hermit, that is Virgo energy as well. But looking back on the past, you see how he's flashing his light and the past behind him to the right. Just as this page of swords is also looking behind over his shoulder. It's like reflecting on who this masculine was from a young age, from childhood, Page, into this wise man and all the things that he went through. He's shining light on, he's seeing, he's observing, he's watching, he's witnessing, he's reliving. But the Hermit also is about going deep to find the wisdom in what it is that you're shining light on. So where he once held a sword, he now holds a staff with an owl on it of wisdom. Maybe all the riches and exciting flurry and all the, women and all the excitement of the world, what maybe once was something that this masculine wanted, but now he's realizing all I need is just a nice little campfire in my cottage, me in the mountains. I'm even hearing, was it worth it? Eight of Swords under that. Was it worth it? Was it worth the mental, is what I'm hearing. Was it worth the mental anguish? Was it worth, like, asking yourself this? And maybe you're asking yourself this now, and maybe you're asking yourself this later. Maybe you have asked this before, but looking back on things, on past connections, on past actions, you ask yourself, was it worth it? To try and show up, to try and hoist, magic to manipulate a situation and shortcut it. Was it worth taking the long scenic route, even if it was forever and a lot of time passed by? But what I'm also hearing, masculine, is that everything that you went through, this could be the last 10 years, even 19 years, but every sword that you felt was deceitful, that stabbed you in the back, every sword that you feel what brought you sleepless nights, all of that pain and trauma and anguish and heartbreak was leading you to this divine love, to this divine empress, to this divine feminine, to your highest self, to your inner feminine, your higher, the feminine, sacred feminine in you. Don't be afraid to express that part of your truth. You are the creative being. You are a sensual being. You are a abundant, beautiful being. You are a loving lover, loving being. It's okay to let all those emotions, feelings, everything to come through, to come up. It's okay to receive help, receive love, receive God, receive the gracious, omnipresent divine. It's okay to tap in and talk to your your guides. It's okay to pray and meditate. Maybe you're at a point right now where you feel like you're on your knees praying at night. For this love to do the right thing, to not deceive anymore, to take the mask off, the disguises off, to not manipulate, to not lie or cheat, to not fake or fraud. But just know this, masculine, you are not an imposter just because you're going through a huge awakening right now and you're becoming a person that you have never seen before in this earth, in your experience here on earth yet. Who you're becoming is completely unrecognizable to who you once were. So give yourself grace. That's what this high priestess is about, is taking everything that you went through and turning it into wisdom. Trusting that every step you had to take along the way was necessary to bring you to where you are now and where you need to go, where you are meant to go, where you deserve to go in love and life. Be mindful of your steps, be mindful of your choices, be mindful of the consequences, be mindful of, your truth. It's okay if you need to go the long route, the less fun, fast, easy route sometimes. That's how you build your integrity. It's okay to say, I can't afford this, I can't do this. Don't let your pride get in the way. All right, well, this is a bit long, so I'm gonna leave this as is. I hope that this helps. I'm just gonna break the deck and look at that, the Eight of Wands and the Chariot from Friday's reading. Spirit says, don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to move in the direction of what you know is true for you. Can't get it wrong, because you never get it done, because you're always expanding, you're always learning, you're always unfolding. Okay, masculine, I hope this helps. You're beautiful inside and out. Until next time, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.